Hi, welcome back to the Gratitude Incarnate podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Rose, and this is the Daily Divine Download. So, a couple of things I want to talk to you about before we get started with your message for today. Please remember, our Dream Life series is live now, okay? In just a few minutes after I finish recording this episode, I will be beginning to record today's episode that will be released today at 2:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's episode is about your dream house. I'm very, very excited about this. This is personally my favorite from this series, and I'm really looking forward to bringing you those affirmations this afternoon. So make sure that you're following the podcast. But just in case you're not, or if you don't want to receive notifications, just remember the podcast is going to be airing today at 2:22 p.m. Okay? So with that being said, let's get into the message for today. So today what I want to talk to you about is having gratitude for the little things. So I'm sure I've talked to you about this at some point in time, but I feel like sometimes we tend to take those little things for granted, like just being able to go into your kitchen and turn your faucet on and have running water come out. That's something that I feel like a lot of people take for granted and, just look at it as a little thing. But it is something to be so grateful for because not everyone has that luxury. Not only are there people in the world that don't have running water, period. Sometimes even here in the United States, things happen that make it to where we cannot get running water. Maybe there was a storm and your electricity got knocked out and messed up your well. If you live in the country like we do, not everybody has city water that runs all the time, So if you, like where we live, we have a well and it runs off of electricity. And, sometimes things can happen that make that well stop pumping water up to it and into the house. So, also, a few days ago, just here at our house, my partner was doing something and he just pulled on the hose too hard and it broke the pipe that it was connected to on the spigot, and we had to cut off the water to the house, so for about 12 hours, we didn't have running water in the house. And it's such a great reminder of how fortunate we are to have access to this all the time. Another thing that I love to give gratitude for, just a little thing, is my coffee every morning. We live in South Carolina. It's really hot most of the time. In the wintertime, I'll typically drink like warm coffee or hot coffee. But once, spring rolls around all the way pretty much into the fall, I love iced coffees and cold coffees. And I'm very, very grateful for those. Little things. And you can do things to make the most out of your time and to really have time for those little things and show appreciation for them. Like I love to read. So, when you're like, for example, when you're waiting in the car line for your kids to get out of school, that's a great time to just catch up on like 10, 20 minutes of reading, however long it is that you're waiting there, just take full advantage of that. And so not only are you getting to enjoy that moment, but you're also showing the universe like, hey, I'm really making the most out of my time and I'm really grateful for everything that I have. It could just be a warm meal. Again, that's something that not everybody gets to experience every day. That's something to be so grateful for. You are so fortunate to fill your belly with warm food, and that's not that we should compare ourselves to others, but it's just a reminder that you have been given these things, that not everybody else has. So make sure you're appreciating them. And that's not to say that the people that don't have those things aren't appreciating them, okay? That's their journey. But on your journey, you can be gratitude incarnate, and you can have gratitude for all the things in your life, not just the big things, but the little things too. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Thank you so, so much for listening. Your continued support means so much to me. And, you know, you're not just giving yourself self-improvement, but I want you to know you're also helping me on my journey to self-improvement. You know, making an impact in others' lives is something that I'm very passionate about, and I love learning. So being able to teach this to you means so much to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And know that I want you to have a grateful day.